Hello everyone, how are you doing? So I hope you are doing great. In this video, we will learn how to construct the decision trees with IDC algorithm. Okay, so let's get started. Before we learn the IDC algorithm, let's first understand the working principle behind the ID3 algorithm, which is very important to understand. The ID3 algorithm is based on entropy. Okay, so as you may be knowing that entropy is a measure of uncertainty. That is, greater entropy means greater uncertainty, and less entropy means less uncertainty. In order to understand the entropy better, let's consider that we want to toss a coin. Okay, so the probability of getting a head is equal to 1 by 2, and the probability of getting a tail is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so both these events are equally likely. Okay, so in this case, there are 50% chances that we will get a head. Okay, and there are 50% chances that we will get a tail. That means if we say in terms of uncertainty or in terms of entropy, we are equally uncertain. We are highly uncertain in this case. At this point of time, we are highly uncertain that what will be the outcome of this trial. Okay, it can be any of the two events. So at this point, we say that the uncertainty is highest. Okay, so the uncertainty cannot go beyond this level where the outcome of the trial is 50-50. So we can't be more uncertain than this. If we map our entropy between 0 and 1, where 0 represents the lowest entropy and 1 represents the highest entropy, then in this case, the uncertainty or the entropy will be equal to 1. Okay, the highest possible value. So there is another extreme case, which is, for example, upon tossing a coin, what the probability of getting a head or getting a tail. So its probability will be equal to 1. That means this is a sure event. So in the sure event, we have the probability of 1. That means we are 100% sure that this event will occur. Okay, so the uncertainty at this point of time is, or for this event, is minimum. Okay, or we can say the uncertainty or the entropy is equal to 0. Okay, that means our uncertainty is 0, which in other words means our surety is high. Okay, so from this you might have got a clear idea about the entropy. To summarize this, we will say that our entropy value ranges from 0 to 1. Okay, so as we proceed, as our value of entropy increases from 0 to 1, that means our uncertainty increases. Okay, our uncertainty increases as we go from 0 to 1. But when we go from 1 to 0, if our entropy decreases from 1 to 0, that means our certainty or surety increases. That means we are becoming more and more sure as the value of entropy goes from 1 to 0. So we have to know these points, that for sure event we have entropy 0, and for equally likely event we have entropy equal to 1. And for all other cases where the uncertainty lies between the sure event and the equally likely event, there the entropy lies between 0 and 1. Okay, there is another term called information gain, which is a function of entropy. So we will be discussing about how to calculate entropy and information gain in next few minutes. Okay, there's one more important question that we want to address before discussing the ID3 algorithm, is the relationship between the entropy and the classification. Okay, so what happens in classification? We have a model, we have a classification model, and we have some input and we have some output. Okay, this is some classification model C. Okay, so in classification, let's say that the classification accuracy of this model is, for example, 96%. Okay, that means when we give some output X, and this classification model classifies this input X to the class Y. That means with 96% surety, input X belongs to class Y. Okay, so the model is 96% sure that this X belongs to the class Y. In terms of probability, this classification model says that the input X belongs to the class Y with 0.96 probability. Okay, so as we have seen in this case, higher is the probability, less is the entropy, and less is the probability, higher is the entropy. So in this case, the entropy will be approximately equal to 0. Okay, as it's 96%. So if it is 97%, 98%, or 99%, it will become more closer to 0. If in the case we have the classification accuracy as 60%, so our entropy in that case will be approximately equal to 1. So if we plot the accuracy of the model with the entropy of that model, so we will see that with the increase in the accuracy, the entropy decreases. How does this make sense in case of a data set? For example, if we have a data set like this, for example, we have data set and we wanted to classify this data. Okay, so in this case, if we select any random record from this and we see the probability of that record of being good, for example, if we select, so if we will see the probability of record that is randomly selected, which belongs to the class good, is equal to total number of favorable outcomes, that is 3, divided by total number of outcomes, that's 6. So that's equal to 0.5. So we have 0.5, that means 50% chances that that record will belong to the class 1. So as we have the low probability, our entropy is high in this case. Okay, in order to increase the accuracy, we have to increase this probability, we have to increase this ratio. So this will happen in two ways. If we increase the numerator, which we can't, for example, total number of examples are fixed in this data set, or what we can do, we can reduce the total number of examples. This may happen by dividing this data set intelligently, where the records with good label are put in the separate table and the records with excellent label are put in separate table. Okay, in that way, our probability of choosing the record belonging to any particular class will increase. Hence, it will decrease the entropy and hence will increase the accuracy of prediction. So this principle is applied by the ID3 algorithm. So what it does, it starts with the data set at root node of the decision tree. Okay, so at root node, it decides upon the feature on which it is going to divide the whole data set. For example, in this case, let's randomly select at this point of time. So for the sake of understanding, let's say that it has chosen the size. So depending on size, so it will try to divide this data set, okay, or set or table or whatever to say. Okay, all those records whose size is equal to full, we got these kinds of records. And similar is the case with compact and medium. And then at this node, as we have still, there is a mixture of good and excellent, we will try to divide this data set until and unless we will get the records belonging to the same class. Okay, so this is the concept that is implemented by the decision tree in order to reduce the entropy. If you look at the leaf nodes here, so if I'll choose any of the records at random, there's 100% probability that it will belong to the good class. Similar is the case here, similar is the case here, and similar is the case here. So we have increased the probability of any record belonging to any particular class, and hence in this way we can classify our data. So what ID3 algorithm do is it constructs this tree with the help of the two parameters, that's entropy and information gain. How does it do it? Let's see. As we know that ID3 is an algorithm to generate a decision tree. It starts with the original or full data set at the root node. Then it calculates the entropy and information gain of every used attribute. Then it picks the attribute with highest information gain or lowest entropy. Okay, the data set is then split or partitioned by selected attribute to produce a subset of data. The steps from 2 to 4 are repeated here until the stopping criteria is met. So what is the stopping criteria? We'll see. The first stopping criteria is that if the every element in the subset belongs to the same class, then in that case, that node is labeled with the class of the examples. There can be a second case where no more attributes are to be selected, but the examples still belong to different classes. So in that case, the node is made leaf and labeled with the most common class of the examples in the subset. Okay. The third case is if there are no more examples in the subset. In this case, the node is made leaf and labeled with the most common class of examples in the parent node set. Okay. So these are the stopping criteria where we will be stopping the creation of the tree, where we will stop further dividing our data set. Okay. So here we will be trying to create a decision tree using this data set. Okay. There are some formulae that we need to see. Okay. Entropy of D, that means entropy of the data set. Here D will refer to this data set. Okay. So the entropy of this data set is equal to negative cardinality of C1 divided by cardinality of D into log 2 of cardinality of C1 divided by D minus cardinality of C2 divided by cardinality of D log 2 of cardinality of C2 divided by cardinality of D, where C1 refers to the class 1. That means the class 1 will refer to yes. There are two classes, yes and no class. So class 1 will be yes class and class 2 will be the no class. Okay. The C2 will refer to the class 2. That's a no class. Okay. D will refer to the data set. This is the whole data set. D will refer to. Okay. Mod of C1 will represent the cardinality of C1. That means that will refer to the number of examples in class C1. Okay. Similarly, the cardinality of C2 will refer to the number of examples in C2. Okay. The D cardinality of D will refer to the number of examples in D. That is the total number of examples. For example, here it's 14. Information gain. Here I gain refers to information gain of some feature. Okay. Of some feature is equal to entropy of D minus summation of cardinality of X divided by cardinality of D into entropy of X, where X is the values of features. ठीक है. For example in this case अगर हमने कोई एक feature select किया जैसे outlook, so in this case the values of the feature are rain, sunny and overcast. So these values will be rain, sunny and overcast. Okay, you stay with me. We will be creating the decision tree using these formulas. First, we will calculate the entropy of the data set. Okay, so for that, we have to count the number of positive examples and count the number of negative examples. Or we can say the examples in the class 1 and the examples in the class 2. So plus and minus, we have used the sign plus and minus to represent two different classes. Okay, so positive class refers to yes and negative class refers to no. Okay, so if we will count here the total number of yes, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 9 positive examples and 5 negative examples. So no will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, now we will calculate the entropy of the D. So substituting the values, 9 is the cardinality of the C1 divided by total cardinality of data set log 2 cardinality of C1 divided by cardinality of data set minus cardinality of class 2 divided by cardinality of data set log 2 of cardinality of set 2 divided by cardinality of data set. This is calculated as 0.94. Okay, so we have a pretty high entropy, so we want to reduce this entropy. Now in order to divide this data set, we will select one of the columns, one of the features, either outlook or temperature or humidity or wind. Okay, so we will choose the feature based on the value of entropy. So we will be calculating the entropy value of each and every column, and we will see upon choosing which column our entropy will be reduced. We know that we have something called as information gain. Okay, information gain is the function of entropy. Okay, we know that, and this information gain increases in the direction where entropy decreases. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean is that the column for which in which the summation of the entropies is minimum, for that column information gain is maximum. So this will be clarified when we solve the example. Okay, so for that, first we will calculate the information gain of each and every column. For that, first we will take the outlook column, and for the outlook, what are the possible values? We have rain, we have sunny, we have overcast, and that's it. These are the 3 possible values of outlook. Okay, so in order to calculate the information gain of the feature outlook, we have to first calculate the individual entropies of sunny, entropy of rain, and entropy of overcast. Okay, so first we will go for sunny. We will calculate the entropy of sunny. For sunny, we have 2 positive examples and 3 negative examples. You can see here we have sunny here, we have sunny here, we have sunny here, and we have sunny here. Okay, so we can calculate. We have no, no, and have no here. So we have 3 negative examples, and we have yes here, yes here, and we have yes here. So we have 2 positive examples. Yeah. So yeah, examples. Okay. So now we will calculate the entropy of Sunny. So entropy of Sunny will be given as 2 positive examples divided by total. We have total 5 examples, out of which 2 are positive. So 2 divided by 5 log 2 of 2 divided by 5. Similarly, 3 negative examples, total 5. So 3 out of 5 log 2 of 3 by 5. This will be equal to 0.971. Similarly, we will calculate the entropy of rain. For rain, 3 positive examples and 2 negative examples. So the rain entropy of rain will be 0.971. For overcast, we have 4 positive examples, but 0 negative examples. Okay. So we have all yes. Overcast, yes. Overcast, yes. Here we go. Overcast, yes, and overcast, yes. Okay. So we have 4 positive examples and 0 negative examples. So entropy will be 0. So that means we are very sure about the label. Okay. So the information gain outlook will be equal to entropy of D minus summation of cardinality of X divided by cardinality of D into entropy of X, where X is sunny, rain, and overcast. So this can be elaborated as like this: entropy of D minus cardinality of sunny divided by D into entropy of sunny minus cardinality of rain divided by cardinality of D into entropy of rain minus cardinality of overcast divided by cardinality of D into entropy of overcast. Okay. So substituting the values, we will get the information gain of 0.2464. So, okay. So we will write it here, 0.2464, and we will calculate the information gain for the second column, that is temperature. Okay. So temperature, for temperature, we have mild, hot, and cool. Okay. So for mild, we have 4 positive and 2 negative examples. So entropy is 0.918. For hot, we have 2 positive and 2 negative examples. So entropy is 1.0. Okay. So on cool, we have 3 positive examples and 1 negative example. So the entropy is 0.811. So information gain is 0.0289. Okay. We'll write it here. Now for humidity, we will calculate the entropy. We have 2 possible values, high and normal. For high, we have 3 positive and 4 negative examples. So the entropy is 0.985. And for normal, we have 0.59. So the information gain is 0.1516. Similarly, for wind, we'll calculate the information gain, where the gain will be equal to 0.048. So now we have calculated all the 4 information gain values for all the 4 features. Now we have to select the feature according to the ID3 algorithm. We have to select the feature with highest information gain. So in this case, we have outlook here with the highest information gain. So at root node, we will start with the root node, where we have all the data set present, where we have all the examples, and the column that we will select at the root node will be outlook. So for the reference, we will have our data set here. Okay. So from D1 to D14, we have all the examples at root node. Okay. So the feature upon which we are going to divide our data set is outlook. And this feature is chosen based on the information gain. Outlook is having the highest information gain, so we have chosen it. Okay. So there are 3 possible values of outlook: sunny, overcast, and rain. So in case we select the records from this data set where the outlook is equal to sunny, we will be left with these records only, that is D2, D4, D5, D8, and D9. If we'll see here, D2, so D2 is sunny. So these are the all records. These are the all records with outlook equal to sunny. Okay. So similar is the case with overcast. So if we'll select from this data set the records where the outlook is equal to overcast, So we will be left with these records only. So for rain, we will be left with these records. Okay. Now first we will label these nodes as A, B, C, and D. Now we are done with the decision node A. Okay. So now we have to decide at B whether we have to grow our tree or we have to stop. Okay. For that, we will see our data set, and in the data set, we will see the label. If we are having all the examples with same class, we will stop. So here we see that we have the labels of different classes. We have records as well. We have columns as well. So we will be further dividing our data set. Okay. Now taking this data set into consideration, we will calculate the entropy and information gain of these columns. So we have dropped, as you can see, we have dropped the outlook because that feature is already used. We cannot use that feature. So we have to use only unused features for further division. Okay. Taking this data set into consideration, we will first calculate the entropy of our data set. So we have total 2 positive and 3 negative examples. So entropy will be equal to 0.971. In order to divide this data set, we have to decide upon on which feature we will be dividing our data set. Okay, so for that, we will calculate the information gain of each and every feature. Okay, we will calculate the information gain of temperature. So for temperature, we have hot, mild, and cool. These are the possible values. Okay. For information gain of temperature, we have to calculate the individual entropy of these. So first we will be calculating the individual entropies of hot, mild, and cool. So for that, we have hot with 0 positives and 2 negative examples. So here the entropy will be 0. Okay. And mild, we have 1 positive and 1 negative example. So the entropy is 1. For cool, we have 1 positive and 0 negative examples. So entropy is 0. So the information gain is 0.570. So writing the 0.570 here, we will calculate the information gain of humidity. For humidity, we have high and normal possible values. And for high, we have 0 positive examples and 3 negative examples. And the entropy is 0. For normal, we have gain entropy equal to 0. So the information gain is equal to 0.971. Okay. So now for wind, we see that we have 2 possible values, weak and strong. For weak, the entropy is 0.918. And for strong, we have the entropy of 1. And the information gain for wind is equal to 0.0192. Going back to our decision tree where we left. So now we have calculated the information gain of each and every feature. We see that the humidity with the value of 0.971 has the highest gain, information gain. So we will be selecting humidity feature upon which we will be dividing this table. Okay. So we will question about humidity and we have possible values. What are the possible values? So we will, for that first we will move this table to here. Okay. Now, what are the possible values of humidity? Those are high and normal. These are the 2 possible values. Okay. So in case of high, if we select the records where humidity is high, so we will be left with these records D2, D4, and D8. Okay. Here we see that the label belongs to only one class. So this is actually the stopping criteria. This is the first stopping criteria. If the label belongs to only one class, then we can stop and we can pick this label and put it in this leaf node. Okay. That's what we'll be doing. Okay. So similar is the case with normal. When the humidity is normal, so in that case, we are left with these records. Here we also see that label belongs to only one class. So we will take this label and put it into this leaf node. Okay. So we are done with this leaf node as well. Now, moving forward to the overcast, here we will see that when we have selected all the records whose outlook is equal to overcast, we are left with this data set. So here we will see as well that the label belongs to only one class. This is actually the stopping criteria. So we will take this label and put it here. So now we are done with this leaf node as well. So moving forward, we are left with the D only. So we have completely drawn the tree. We have to decide upon whether we have to stop at D or we have to further divide at D. So for that, we will look onto the table and we see that
we have the records, we have the columns, and we have the label belonging to more than one class. That means we have to further divide this data set on this node. Okay, so for that we have to first choose which column will be used for dividing this data set apart from this outlook, because we have used already outlook. We can't use this, so we will be just crossing it. Okay, we'll just cross it. Okay, from these features like temperature, humidity, and wind, we have to choose among only these columns. Okay, for that we will calculate the information gain of each and every column. Okay, we know that how to calculate it, so I have calculated it, and the information gains are like, for temperature it's 0.192, for humidity is 0.0192, the same. Okay, and for wind it's 0.971. For wind it is the highest, therefore we will take wind, and based on wind we will divide this data set. Okay, this subset of data set. Okay, so for that we'll move this table. Okay, now what are the possible values of wind? We have strong and we have weak. So in case of strong, we will be left with the data D6 and D14 only. You can cross check here as well. Okay, so we see here that the play belongs to only one class. So we can take this label and place it here and mark this node as a leaf node. Okay, similarly, when the wind is weak, we will be left with these values. Here also we'll see that we have only one class of labels. So we will take this label and put it here and make this node as a leaf node. Okay, done. So now we have completely drawn our decision tree. Okay, so we are done with creating a decision tree using the ID3 algorithm. Okay, now this tree will be used for classification purpose. For example, अगर हमारे पास अब input इस तरीके से होगा, we'll get an input like this. हमारे पास input होगा outlook will be something, and humidity will be something, and wind will be something. Okay, so we have to guess what is can we play or not. Okay, so we have to see that can we play or not. We have to decide the label. Okay, so first question that will be asked is about the outlook. So what is outlook? For example, we said that the value of the outlook is sunny here. So we are now at this decision node. So at this decision node, we will ask about the humidity. So what's humidity? Let's say it's normal. Okay, so when it's normal, we are at this node. So we are at leaf node. That means we have reached the decision. Okay, so what's the decision actually? Decision is yes. So this decision will be placed here. So it will be yes. That means go and play. So that's it. So this is actually how we consider the decision tree and how will we use it for classification purpose. Okay, I hope you understood it well. So in that case, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos.